and welcome to our presentation on the access to higher education provision at the Ore Valley campus in Hastings. So just to start by introducing you to the team, my name's Annie McMillan and I am the curriculum lead for the access pathways. And I'll just hand you over to my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Hi, my name's Jenny Padgham and I'm a tutor mainly on the Health and Health Sciences diploma, but I also teach some units on the Humanities combined with Social Sciences diploma.
I'm Jessica Cole and I teach the Humanities and Social Sciences, and I teach one unit on the Health Sciences, the Ethics. And
in the picture that you can see from the graduation ceremony, we also have our colleague Becky Hinton on the far right, who teaches on the maths units for the Access diploma. So what is Access to HE? So it's a qualification, a level 3 qualification. Level 3 is equivalent to A-level qualification, and it's for adult learners, so anyone aged 19 plus. Usually it's for adults who have been out of education for a minimum of 2 years and have gained some kind of work or life experience during those 2 years, and they are now returning to education. And at the end of a successful completion of the year, the student should be prepared for university and should be able to progress on to university level study. And you can see in the picture there some of our previous students. So the health sciences students at the top, so they've now progressed on to nursing degrees and midwifery degrees. And underneath we have some humanities and social science students. And Jess, can you tell us a little bit about what they've progressed on to?
Yeah, so they've progressed on to things like sociology, psychology, teaching, and many other degree courses such as history, English, that sort of thing.
Lovely, thanks. So the main two pathways we have on the Ore Valley campus are health sciences pathways, and you can see from the long list there, and it's not an exclusive list, that most of our students go on to progress on to nursing and midwifery or other allied health professions such as radiography, physiotherapy, podiatry. Some of them go on to straight biology degrees, biomedical sciences and other related subjects. Jess?
And the humanities, as you can see, there's teaching, social work, law. It's such a broad diploma that it does lead on to an awful lot of courses at university.
And you can see in the image there the campus. It's at Ore Valley, which is on Parker Road, very close to Ore Station, very easy to get to by car, bus or train. Jenny, do you want to do this one?
Yes, some key information about the course. It runs 3 days a week between the hours of 9:30 and 2:45, although if you're going to be doing a GCSE maths alongside, you will have 1 day a week where you'll be in class to 4:30. As you saw previously, all lessons are at the Ore Valley campus. And the course runs alongside term time with the local East Sussex schools, but this doesn't include inset days. So if you are a parent and you do have inset days, you will need to make arrangements for childcare for those days.
Jess, do you want to tell us a little bit about that picture, Jess? Jenny, if you could go back.
Yeah, this was one of our field trips to the Courtauld Gallery in London. Unfortunately, for the last 2 years, it's been closed, so we've taken the trip to the Jerwood down in the Old Town. So this is for the Critical Studies unit, where the students were to find an artefact from history, produce some work based around it and a presentation.
Lovely. So what will you study on the Health Sciences diploma? Well, it's a mixture of different, mostly science units. In the first semester, you'll be doing ungraded units, so you can see them in the right-hand box there. And that includes units such as academic study skills, some maths units on application of number, scientific investigation skills, so getting used to using the lab and doing investigations and experiments, and an ICT unit. So this is the idea behind this, is to get students who have been out of education, some people have been out of education for a very long time, get them up to speed with their study skills before they graduate on to the graded units. There's 2 graded units in the first semester, but the rest of them are in semesters 2 or 3. Jenny, do you want to go through those?
Yes, the graded units in the first semester, we study cell biology, human cardiac and respiratory systems, and research processes. And then in the second semester, you study other graded units that are listed there. In addition, in the second semester, you start your extended independent academic study. And this is a 5-month project where you identify an area that you're interested in, and you design and collect data related to your research question. So it's quite a hefty unit, and it's worth 9 credits as opposed to 3 credits that the other units are worth. But this is an opportunity for you really to research and investigate something that you're interested in, and the students usually gain a lot of academic experience from carrying out this research project.
And the image that you can see on the right hand side there are some students during the cardiovascular respiratory systems unit. You do a couple of dissections, one of which is a heart dissection, and then in the picture there you can see the students conducting a lung dissection.
With the humanities diploma, as you can see, there are some ungraded units again: study skills, person organisation, critical thinking, to really get you to analyse and start evaluating before you get into the graded units. And you'll see that there's a nice mixture of humanities and social science units. There's research methods to start off, and that gets you used to practicing going out and conducting research ready for your extended independent academic study. There's literary comparisons, there's history, there's critical studies, and within those, Jenny will teach those units, and I'll be teaching all the other units, the sociology and the psychology based units. At the bottom you'll see there's optional units. You need to choose 2 out of the 4, and then these make up your diploma. So it gives you the chance to do something completely different, such as film studies or art, to make a nice variety within the whole diploma.
So the course information, the structure of the course is, it's all units have a number of credits associated with them. And most, as Jenny said already, most units are 3 credits. There are a few exceptions. The biggest exception is the project that Jenny's already mentioned, which is 9 credits. And most of the 3 credit units have usually about 2, possibly 3 assignments attached to them. And you have to pass all units in order to pass the diploma. And of the 60 credits, 45 of them are graded units, and that's what the universities will give you offers on, around the grades that you get for those 45 credits, sorry.
So there's a variety of different ways that you will be assessed when you're on the course. And we try to mix up the types of assessments so that everybody has an opportunity to really show their strengths at some point. So each unit that you study, you will probably have 2 assignments per 10-week unit. And so you'll get assessed on either the production of an essay or a report, or it could be a presentation or a debate. Equally, we might ask you to produce some kind of poster or brochure, or even model making we do in the first semester. You might also collect data from a practical that you do in the laboratory, or even by going out and we do a couple of field trips where you collect data from field trips that you need to write up into reports. And obviously, as with most courses, there will be a few exams along the way, but it is not entirely exam based. And so through the other assignments that you do, you'll be able to show your other abilities and strengths. Tutors, on the course, we provide constructive feedback to the assignments that you submit. That will be written on the assignment, as well as verbal feedback. So we do our best to provide you with a feedback so that you can progress in your studies and be successful in getting the grades necessary for university. In this picture, you can see some students on the left-hand side getting ready for an exam. And in the picture on the right-hand side, that is the summer field trip that we do to Rye Harbour Nature Reserve, where you test water samples for various properties in order to investigate water pollution. Shall I go?
Okay.
So in terms of university applications, we start talking about university in the first few weeks that you start the course, because obviously we need to move quite fast because the deadline is in January. We provide you with support to complete your university applications through personal statement advice and reading, support in actually filling your application in, and if you're a bit uncertain about what university you want to go to or what course you want to study on. For a lot of the health sciences courses, work experience is essential. For example, nursing and midwifery, they expect to see that you have some experience and understanding of this field. So if you haven't got any work experience, you need to be looking into getting some work experience as soon as possible. In addition, I know that at the moment we're in lockdown, but universities do normally have open days or taster days, which they'll probably do from a virtual point of view this year. But do look at the universities that you might be interested in, look at their courses and see if you can join one of their open days, so that you can ask questions and get more information about the courses, so that you can make an informed choice about the course that you want to study at university and at which university. Again, in the photos, you can see a field trip that we went on to Rye Harbour Nature Reserve, and also a couple of students go into their interview, which they submitted their UCAS applications just before Christmas, and over the Christmas holidays they were invited to interview, and they had interviews in early January. So it all moves very fast, so it's very exciting as well. Mm-hmm. We also get some external support for supporting you through the UCAS application process. We work very closely with the University of Brighton Outreach Programme, and we have representatives from the University of Brighton come in and talk to you about how to write a personal statement, about student finance, and they also support you in preparing you for interviews. We also work with the Uni Connect, which used to be called the National Collaborative Outreach Programme, NCOP, and they also work very closely with Access students to support them in applying to university. So this kind of support with our partners may take the form of taster lectures, or it might be opportunities to go on taster days. It could be general advice and support about university finance, or trips to university and other exhibitions. So we do get lots of support from these two partners. So, for example, we also work in partnership with the Courtauld Gallery, as Jess mentioned earlier, and they help to fund the humanities combined with social science students to go up to London and to visit a gallery and see some work of the great masters. Last year, we also supported students to go to a podiatry taster day at the University of Brighton, and you can see below that's a photograph of showing how you take a mould of a foot in order to provide the right kind of shoe for a person that has various disorders of their feet. Anything else?
No.
Oh.
So in terms of the entry requirements for the Access diplomas, along the same lines as universities, most universities only accept students with GCSE Maths and English for many of the courses, especially for the competitive courses. So for example, midwifery and physiotherapy, you are highly unlikely to get into university without actual GCSEs. Some universities will accept equivalents. Brighton do run an equivalency scheme, but most universities do not accept functional skills, with some exceptions. So our entry requirements for the Access diploma, we expect you to have your English GCSE at grade C or above, which is equivalent to a 4 or above under the new scheme. We prefer you to have your maths as well. However, it can be taken alongside the Access diploma, but it will entail extra hours. As Jenny said earlier, anyone who wants to take the maths as well, or needs to take the maths as well, would have to stay till 4:30 one day a week. It's a little bit more flexible for the humanities and social science students in terms of the maths, but English is still essential. And in order to gain entry to university, you must have your GCSE certificate. So if you took your GCSEs some time ago and you're not sure where the certificates are, you will need to obtain copies in order to complete your application for university. And in the picture there, you can see one of our previous students, Simon, who is now training to be a paramedic, and he sent us that photo, and we're very proud of him.
So just some student quotes. We get a lot of feedback from our students after they've completed the course, and these are just two most recent ones. The AM is now studying physiotherapy in Bristol, and she sent us an email saying, "Thank you so much for last year. Without your support, encouragement and sense of humour, I wouldn't be as prepared as I am now. My new tutors have a very high bar to live up to." And then another one was a student last year, and she said, "Thank you so much. I can 100,000% say I would never have made it to this point without you or Annie always believing in and encouraging me. I will make it and I will graduate and succeed. And a big part of that will always be from yours and Annie's constant faith in me." So you can see it is a hard course, but it's very rewarding, and the feedback we get from students makes it all worthwhile. And it's the same with the humanities course, isn't it, Jess?
Yeah, they are very vocal when it comes to feedback, and it's always very positive.
So the cost of the course, for most students, they fund the course by an advanced learner loan. So anyone aged 19 or over is eligible for a loan. There are certain conditions, but it's not means tested, so anyone can get the loan. And that loan will cover the whole cost of the course. The loan will go straight to the college once you start the course, and it'll cover all the course fees. It works the same as other student loans in that you don't have to pay a penny of it back until you are in employment and earning, it's around about £25,000, and then you'll only pay a small proportion back at a time. However, at the moment with the Access loan, if you go on to university and complete your degree, the government wipes your Access loan, so you don't have to pay for the Access fees at all. There are certain exemptions to fees. So for students between the ages of 19 and 24 who don't already have a level 3 qualification, such as A levels or other level 3s, you may be entitled to a fee waiver anyway. So it's worth speaking to student services about whether you are eligible, because there are certain conditions. Otherwise, you need to apply online for your advanced learner loan as soon as you receive a letter from the college with the details on there. As well as the learner loan, there may be help with travel costs and childcare costs for students who are on low incomes. These ones are means tested, and student services again can speak to you about applying for those bursaries once you have a place on the course. Jess, do you want to do this one?
Yes, the college expect that you to have 95% attendance, and this will affect your bursaries if you receive them as well, if your attendance goes below that. You are expected to be punctual at all times for college. You need to be in class, ready, coats off, bags down at 9:30 in order to start, because we have to fit a lot into our classroom sessions. You're only there a limited amount of time, so we need to be ready to get cracking. No holidays during term time is not negotiable. You can't take holidays. You need to be in college. So much is crammed into a lesson that if you even miss one session, there is so much that you need to catch up on. You will be overwhelmed. We have to provide university references for you, and they do require us to share your attendance and your punctuality details. So it will look best if you attend and are punctual as much as you possibly can. If you are unable to attend college at any time, you need to email us to let us know and provide a doctor's certificate.
And can I just add that these are college-wide expectations, they're not just for the Access course, but obviously we do appreciate that with adults who have complicated lives with children and jobs, etc., that there sometimes issues come up, and we are flexible about that, but we do need to, as much as possible, abide by the college regulations.
So at the moment, of course, there is a certain amount of uncertainty about the plans for the course in September, but keeping our fingers crossed and thinking positively, we hope that everything will return to normal and we will be classroom based. Obviously, we will contact you if any of that is going to change. We are hoping that you will receive an enrolment letter that will invite you to enrol at the end of August. You will receive a slot to come to the college to enrol, and that will be followed by an induction morning, which we're planning to do prior to the start of the course on Thursday the 3rd of September, but obviously that is to be confirmed. And we are imagining lessons are going to start, but I can't actually see the date because the faces are in front of it.
Monday the 7th of September.
Okay, so we're hoping that the course we're planning for the course to start on Monday the 7th of September. And we will, nearer the time, be able to confirm the days of the week. Annie, do you want to say something about that?
Yes, so at the moment we're timetabled for lessons on Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we've been told to plan as though classroom lessons will be as normal. So they would be the lessons, the days that you would be in, from 9:30 to 2:45, and if you need to do the GCSE maths as well, you would stay till 4:30 on a Tuesday. If the worst comes to the worst and the coronavirus problems haven't resolved themselves by September, then the thinking is that there might be a blend of smaller classes and some online learning. But at the moment we're planning for normal classes, and then we're going to see how it pans out. But the course will go ahead one way or the other.
Just like to say, looking at the picture, we had a fantastic day out in February when we were funded to take all the health and health sciences students to London to go to the Body Worlds exhibition. This is a fantastic exhibition in which you actually see plastinated cadavers. So they are dead bodies that have gone through a process of plastination, making them plastic, that have been dissected in a variety of different ways to show the different body parts and the body systems. And so obviously this was a very enriching day out for the students to really see what they've been learning in class. And we're hoping very much that we'll be able to do that again next year. Okay, I think that's us done.
Okay, so thanks very much for listening to the presentation, and we hope to be able to welcome you onto the Access course at some point in the future. And feel free to join our question and answer session, or to email us. I believe the next slide has our emails on there. So you can email myself, I'm the curriculum lead and mostly tutor on health sciences, Jenny for health sciences queries, or Jess for humanities and social science queries. If what you've heard really makes you interested, feel free to pop an application on online, and then we will phone you and do a phone interview with you. Okay, thanks for listening and good luck with your future.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.